Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Susan. Welcome to my channel. And I would like to take this opportunity, all you new subscribers, thank you so much. We sure do appreciate your support. And welcome to northern Minnesota. I tell you, yesterday it was 53 degrees and sunny. Beautiful day, just beautiful. Today it was spitting snow and 32. So I think the temperatures dropped down into the 20s. So this is our spring, but that's okay. It'll soon be full-on spring. I can hardly wait. Get the garden planted and get the flowers planted, and it doesn't look so what I call blah. Now today we're going to do a wild rice soup. Minnesota is known for their wild rice, believe it or not. I didn't know it until we moved here. But it's really strange the way they do it. They have fields that they put a berm around. It's like a grass berm or a bunker or whatever you want to call it. And they flood the fields. It's really strange. Well, it was strange to me. It wasn't strange to them. But we're going to cook some of the Minnesota wild rice. In a pot on the stove, I've got 4 cups of chicken broth, and I threw in some beef broth I had. The recipe calls for chicken broth, but like I said, use what you've got. So I got 4 cups of chicken broth, and I cooked 1/4 cup, 1/3 cup of rice. I'll have the recipe down in the description box. But right now I've got 1/3 cup of butter heating in this pan. Let me get it on high here and get it going. Now to that, I have on this plate 1/4 cup of onion, 1/4 cup of sliced mushrooms, 1/2 cup of chopped celery, 1/2 cup of green peppers chopped, and 1 small carrot shredded. So I'm going to put all this in this pan with this butter, and we're going to cook it. Now, mind you, I have already cooked the rice on the stove. We have to cook that beforehand. So we're going to cook all this. And cook these until the vegetables are soft. It smells good, I'll give you that. Of course, anything cooked in butter smells good, I think. Anyway, we're going to cook this for a few minutes. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. I don't want to burn it, but I hope your day's been going well. This has been kind of quiet today, and I don't mind quiet days at all. We don't always have quiet days. You know. We're going to cook this probably, 4 or 5 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you go get something to drink, check on the babies, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in probably about 5 minutes. So don't go away. Okay, it took, I don't know, it took about 5 or 6 minutes for the vegetables to soften. Now we're going to add a little flour. I'm not going to add all this flour. It's way too much flour. We're just going to add some of this flour. We're going to do thickening here. Let's do some of this. Let's do that. That ought to be about maybe 1/4 cup. Stir this around. Get those vegetables coated. Now this recipe, I guess I didn't tell you where it came from. It came from a friend of mine in Rudyard, Montana. Her name's Glenda. She's the one and only beautician in the town of Rudyard. She's a real sweetheart. We love Glenda. Glenda. She's a good waitress too. She worked for us when we had a cafe part-time. Wonderful waitress. Everybody loves her. She's a real sweetheart. All right, now on the stove I have Like I said, I've got the broth and the rice cooking. And we're going to add that in just a minute here. I'm going to get some more of this flour cooked out. There we go. So I'm going to go over and grab a hold of that. And we're going to come back, pour that in. I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to pour this in now. Oh, look at that wild rice. Isn't that something? This back over here and out of the way. Get that going, oh boy. Now I'm going to add some seasonings to it. We're going to add about half a teaspoon of salt, because I've not salted any of this now. So we're going to do about half a teaspoon of salt. And the recipe calls for white pepper. Now I happen to have white pepper, so that's what I'm going to use. Like I said, if you don't have it, substitute. You can use black pepper. I'm going to add about a quarter of a teaspoon of white pepper. And we're going to do a quarter of a teaspoon of curry powder. Alright, let's get a quarter of a teaspoon of curry powder in there. Now, I'm going to stir this around and get it mixed well. Smell that curry powder. I love curry. A lot of people shy away from it, but boy, I really like curry powder. And there's not enough curry powder in this to really knock your socks off, so don't worry about it. Now I'm going to turn this down just a tad. There we go. Now, I'm going to add a little half and half. I think the recipe calls for 3/4 to 1 cup. Let's just see what 1 cup does. This is just going to enrich. Oh my, that's going to be rich. Rich, rich, rich. Get this stirred through and get that half and half heated. Then we're going to put it in a bowl. I'm going to taste it. Oh, it looks good. Look at all that color. Isn't that a pretty soup? My pot seems to be doing a little tap dance on the burner here. How pretty does that look? Let's heat that a little through here. Get good and hot. Get this out of the way. I'm going to move this over here and I'm going to get a couple bowls out. At least one bowl for my tester. You know my tester is going to have to be my husband Will, aka cameraman. Okay. And grab a bowl here. Right here. And a spoon. Now let me get a ladle. Doesn't that look good? Now there's enough here for about probably 4 bowls. Let me slop that up there. Move this over. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. And grab something here. Let me show you this. Look at that. Oh, look at those vegetables and mushrooms and the rice and the cream. Doesn't that look good? Well, we'll get this posted on YouTube the next day or two. But I will tell you this, that thank you for being here and sharing your time with me. We really appreciate it. And until next time, blessings to you and your family, and have a good day.